again delivering his very first speech, his icebreaker. He's very proud to be here this evening. He will be drawing on his experience with reading Book of Life by Ferris G. Cook, Jr. Please give him a warm Book of Life welcome for Ken Cook. He even does the work of our Sergeant at Arms.
Well, now if I can just get it to the Good evening. My reading tonight is from the Book of Life on one Ferris G. Cook, Jr. Ferris was born in Montgomery, Alabama on March 4, 1957. He was born to two loving parents, Ferris G. Cook Sr. and Lena O'Meara Cook, a salesman and a nurse. In addition, these two brought in two others in the world, a brother for Ferris named Jeffrey Bernard Cook, and a baby sister called Melissa O'Meara Cook. Of course, when young Ferris was born, he came in controversy. You see, his father, who loved him dearly, didn't want him named after him because he foresaw the future in which credit reports were mixed up, a future in which people called looking for Ferris, but they didn't know who they were looking for. Those sort of mix-ups. I guess he could see into the future. And he was right. Those things happen. But as in most domestic situations, my mother won out. And so Ferris G. Cook, Jr. came into the world. Ferris moved on into, from there, the family just moved into, down to Dothan, and then moved to Tampa, Florida, where Ferris went to school at Brooker Elementary School. And as he moved through elementary school, came to the 6th grade, and there were two events that happened to him that impacted him. The first was that he was made the MC of the show for December, the Christmas pageant, and so he got in front of the crowd and began speaking. When they left to go to this speech, this play, his father asked him, "What are you going to do when things go wrong?" And little Ferris reached over, grabbed a poem, and said, "I'm going to read a poem." And of course, as these things happened, things went wrong. And little Ferris walked out on the stage, reached in his back pocket and took out his poem and said, "Would you like to hear a poem?" And to that great applause, he read his poem. And he learned a couple of things. He learned that the adoration of the crowd is a wonderful thing. And he learned that he can control large groups of people. And what a wonderful thing that can be. In addition, in the 6th grade, he was handed a violin. And that violin he was taught how to play. And he played violin from 6th grade to junior high, where he changed over to cello and played cello on into high school. That experience taught him two things. Number one, an appreciation of art, all forms of art. But probably more importantly, that he can produce art. He can create art. And so it's something that has been with him all his life. Moving on through life, went to USF, worked on a degree in finance, met his first wife, and they had a child, Alexander Christian Cook. And Alexander went on into life and produced grandchildren, Cassie and Connor Cook. Unfortunately, as life goes, that marriage ended, and he went on through life, where he met his second wife, Lisa Burnett Cook, and became a stepfather to Travis Anthony Regalado. Moving on through life, he saw many things happen to many people. And one of the things that he saw was this beauty throughout the world, this art. And as he moved on, he learned that he could create art. One of the wonderful pieces of art that he got involved with was a process called raku. For those of you who don't know what raku is, it's a ceramic art where you take the clay and you form it into some form. You then put it into a kiln and fire it till it's hard. You then cover it with metallic glazes and put it for a second time into the firing. That second firing, it gets to about 1800 degrees, bright cherry red, flowing, the glazes are flowing, and then like a fool, you reach in with a pair of tongs and you pull this out of the kiln. And what you do then is you slam it into a reduction atmosphere, which is a garbage can full of leaves. You cap it, and sometimes you get beautiful things, sometimes you don't. From that, Ferris is moving on to a new art form. That's Toastmasters, a wordsmith. And I'm asking all of y'all's help going forward to make me the best I can be. Oh, one other thing. That name he was stuck with, Ferris G. Cook, Jr. The G stands for Gaskin. Gaskin. And that's how I became Ken Cook.